can we just really celebrate the fact that Sam Horsfield won this weekend?
Sam Horsfield sat in this very seat in September, and the podcast with him came out on September the 28th, my birthday. Just put that in your diaries, everybody. For the next one.
So he won over in Belgium at the Soldal Open, or the Belgium Open, a lot of people have been calling it. 13 under for his tournament. Won by 2 over Ryan Fox and Paul Yannick. Had his girlfriend Izzy on the bag, which we weirdly met. We met her last week.
Well, we obviously filmed with Sam 6-7 months ago, and we didn't know about his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if he'd actually met her then. We went to the British Masters on Friday of a couple of weeks ago. We were following him round. Next thing, we got speaking to her. Did she stop you, or did you?
So I saw a couple, like a kind of a mum and dad, really like looking over at Sam, like as in like taking pictures. I thought, I'm sure they must be related. And I kind of said, "Oh, are you Sam's mum and dad?" And one of them said, "No, I'm actually." How did it work now?
It was Izzy's dad.
Izzy's dad.
So Izzy is Sam's girlfriend.
Izzy was there, and she said, "Oh, hi, like." I'm Sam's girlfriend, and she goes to my school where I used to go back in the day. She's studying golf studies. I think she was a pretty decent golfer herself. She was just wandering around at the British Masters. I'm not sure why she ended up caddying for him at Belgium.
His caddy has got some family issues at home, unfortunately, so he couldn't caddy. And I know that after the third round, Sam had said he wanted to win it for his caddy. I think he's called Mike. Don't quote me on that. I think he's called Mike.
So so we wandered around for a few holes with Izzy. It seemed like such a lovely girl. And next week they go and play in Belgium and bloody win.
That's awesome. Well, the story was, I'm sure they won't mind us saying, that she met him. Was it at Wentworth?
Carrying the scoreboard.
She was doing the scoreboard carrying. They got chatting. I think somebody slid into DMs. Not sure which way that was, but why not?
That's how it works.
Sam's a great guy. Izzy was a very nice girl. Both down to earth. And he went on and won. So he won, I think it was €333,000. Not bad for a week's work.
We signed the contract, didn't we, at 25%?
Yes.
Great. I'm glad we got that sorted.
Yeah, we did.
I wish. I think he could be a real world beater.
That's his third win, I think, now on the European Tour, DP World Tour. And they were saying, which I kind of forgot, but I did know when they said it, that he's won twice, but it was in COVID time, so there was no fans. This was a big one for him. And on the last, if you obviously saw the highlights, I watched a little bit of it live because I saw he was doing so well. He hit a bit of a pull tee shot on the last. I think it was 3-wood or 5-wood, which had been striping all week.
He put it in the trouble.
Yeah, but that shot he hit out there was so good. And then Ryan Fox made a bogey, so he kind of won quite comfortably. That's put him up to world ranking number 64. So he
was outside the world 100 when we were filming with him, wasn't he?
Yes, and then I think he was inside it recently or before this. But that top 50 is where he wants to be. Well, obviously number 1 is where he wants to be, but top 50 is when it gets serious, isn't it? So he's really climbing the ladder.
And he's been out injured for a while with a hip injury.
Yeah, he had about 3 months off. Because I think his last tournament before he came back for Betfred British Masters was the what's it called now? The Dubai Desert Slink IO or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He did quite well in that.
Yeah, he did.
But he's killing it. He's such a good guy.
He's such a good guy. Like, we watched him on the British Masters. We literally watched him on the 17th. He hit a great tee shot, par 5, dogleg right. He kind of pulled this 5-wood. I think we told it on the story a couple of weeks ago. Put it in the bunker. Literally just lobbed it out with such beauty and finesse and holed it for an eagle. Walked over to tee, had his golf ball and just gave it to like this little lad, and it's like this kid's face just like lit up, and it's like those little, I don't know, they're really important moments, them, aren't they? Because like that kid might take that golf ball and he'll remember Sam, and whatever happens in the future. And
imagine the following week he's literally gone and won, and you're the little kid who got his golf ball and was like, that was Sam Horsfield that gave me his ball. Next week he wins.
I wish I'd got it. I wish I'd got his golf ball.
I bet you do.
I should have taken off that kid. I told you I should have.
Well, why are you screwing up to a kid at the time? He's actually wanted his golf ball.
Give me that golf ball back. He's my friend. No, well done, Sam. Absolutely awesome. And then also, other friend of the show, Minjee Lee's sister won her 7th LPGA tournament, Minjee Lee.
Awesome.
She is. Minwoo talks so highly of Minjee Lee, and I've walked a few holes when we were down at Centurion for the Ramco series, and I walked a few holes with her. She was ridiculously good. Like, I know they have huge competition between them, but 7th victory. Awesome. So she's like, just everyone.
Well, that's what I'm going to come on to. That's the only question I've got. When the podcast was smaller and we had fewer guests on, so like when we had Min Woo on, for example, and then he went on to win, it felt really kind of attached to us because we'd done stuff with him. Thankfully, now the podcast is growing and growing, and we're getting more and more bigger names on, i.e. your Brysons, i.e. your Victor Hovlands. How much can we still claim something to do with us?
100% we can.
Okay.
Like literally 100%.
So next time Lee Westwood wins, which I'm sure he will again, we can claim
100%.
That. Okay. And is there a lifespan after the podcast?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No.
Perfect.
It's forever.
That's ideal.
It's a contract forever. If you've been on the show, as long as you win at some point in the future, literally, then it's out. We've made that win happen.
This room simply. As well. When you come in this room, good vibes come off. Yeah. Apart from for us.
Or just anything. Yeah. Well, I think I must extract the good vibes.
I feel like when you finally break 75, I can claim you. I'll put a picture on Instagram with you. Made up my mate Rick Shiels broke 75. Must have been the positive podcast vibes.
Yeah, I try and I'm so selfless. I just give my good luck, my fortune, goodwill to all these wonderful guests.